Hi, my name is Brandon, and I'm an alcoholic and addict in recovery. Today I'm continuing my reading of This Naked Mind by Annie Grace. And in the passage I read today, she talks about unconscious learning and what that has to do with addiction. I'm going to read from the book right now. She says, unconscious learning happens automatically and unintentionally through experiences, observations, conditioning, and practice. We've been conditioned to learn we enjoy drinking. We think it enhances our social life and relieves boredom and stress. We believe these things below our conscious awareness. That is why, even after we consciously acknowledge that alcohol takes more than it gives, we retain the desire to drink. There's one thing she says right there that I would probably word differently. She says, we've been conditioned to believe we enjoy drinking. We believe these things below our conscious awareness. I would also say I believed those things at my conscious awareness as well. It was throughout me. I believed that drinking was necessary for me to enjoy social occasions. It was the perfect cure for any boredom or restlessness that I had. And even when I got this desire to stop drinking, even when I saw the destruction it was causing in my life, those beliefs, both the unconscious and the conscious aspect of them, is what made it so hard for me to put down the drink and to stop. So she goes on to say, the neurological changes that occur in your brain as a result of alcohol compound this unconscious desire. Thad A. Polk, neuroscientist, professor, and author of The Addictive Brain, says viewing addiction through the eyes of neuroscience allows us to look beyond the seemingly bizarre behavior of addicts and see what is going on inside their brains. In my early days on this journey, the undermining of my desire to drink less by a strange desire to drink more seemed nothing if not bizarre. And man, I identified with that last part. When I remember specifically a day when I was sitting on my back porch drinking, and I had been drinking all day. I was very disappointed in myself for doing so. I didn't want to drink more. I did not want to drink more. And I actually physically took the bottle I was drinking and threw it into my yard. It was a bottle of beer. And I was so upset, and I cried on the porch. And I told myself, I'm done. I'm not going to drink anymore. And even in the back of my head then, there was a voice saying, yeah, you will. You'll be back sooner than you know it. And sure enough, and it was almost an out-of-body experience. No more than 15 minutes later, I watched myself walk back inside and grab another beer out of the fridge and open it up, because I had this very strong compulsion, this irresistible compulsion to continue drinking. And that speaks to the unconscious aspect of the conditioning that drives our desire to continue drinking even when consciously we don't want to. We find these reasons we don't want to. And this is what I think this is the special problem of the alcoholic, the drug addict. These are the situations that we're put in that make it so difficult for us to stop. And other people don't experience these kinds of things. And that's why it makes it so difficult for them to understand where we're coming from when we can't just moderate or put down the bottle or the drug. That's why it's so difficult for them to understand the core of our problem. And that's why it's really important for us to surround ourselves with other people who have the same problems when we're trying to seek a solution. If we try to seek a solution amongst people who don't have the same problems as we do, then we're going to be met with misunderstanding, frustration, and advice that isn't very suitable to the problem we're trying to solve. But if I surround myself with other people who have had the same problem and seem to have resolved it, that's when I'm going to have a lot more success and find a lot more advice that's tailored to what I'm going through. So I think that speaks to why it's important to find some level of fellowship in others when you're trying to deal with the unconscious and conscious problems of alcoholism and addiction. It's really valuable to be surrounded by other people who understand what you're going through and can be there to support you through that, because the rest of the population that doesn't have this type of issue, they truly cannot grasp what it feels like and what the conflict is like. So that's it for today. I'll be back here tomorrow with more. Have a good one.